Good morning. I hope you can hear me clearly. My name is Nguwi, and I will take you through this session. As promised, we want to make this as practical as possible. I do know that we have people from various professions, so the examples that I'm going to use as we go into the practicals will be related to a number of areas. We'll cover the legal profession, we'll cover procurement, we'll cover finance, we'll cover sales and marketing, we'll also cover human resources. Then if there is any specific area that you want me to cover, we will also do that, provided we have time. This is an introductory part. If you are doing it in-house, for example, it's much more detailed and probably much more customized to your own situation. So learn as much as you can. Then if there is any need for us to help you with my team, I do have Ngoni and Nicholas in the team. Ngoni will take you through how you can subscribe to Claude co-work, all the steps that you require, the setups that you require, all of them. Ngoni will show you at the end. I thought we should probably not start with the setup so that we don't waste time. So if you are looking at my screen now, you can see this is the Claude co-work window. In Claude co-work, as you can see, co-work is showing there at the top there on the extreme left. Then there is Claude chat there. So you switch between these three. There's Claude chat, Claude co-work, then Claude code. One interesting part about all these tools is that they all do exactly the same work. With Claude chat being limited to, for those that have got a web browser, for example, if you are using the internet, you can access it via the internet. You can't access co-work via the internet, it's a desktop application. Then you can access Claude code via the web application. But you need to go. I will show you later on where to go when I go to the web app. But on Cloud desktop, you have all the three in one, and all the three can work at the same time. You can actually give a task to Cloud Chat. You can give a task to co-work. You can give a task to Cloud Code. Cloud Code, while it's for coders, for your developers, you can actually do anything that you can do with co-work with Cloud Code. But the good thing is also that if you go to co-work, it can also develop applications. For example, you want to develop your own legal application, you want to develop your own accounting application, all these things can be done. If I look at the human resource side, for example, I've developed probably more than now, maybe 10 to 13 applications that are actually functional, with very little help from the people that are in the tech side. Where they help me is the deployment. For example, when they go to deploy, I give them to deploy, but I can actually code a full application on my own and deploy them. If we get time, I will show you some of the applications at the end. So again, Cloud Chat, when you look at Cloud Chat there, you'll see this is the chat window, as you can see for Cloud Chat, where it says welcome memory. This is where you interact with the application. This is Cloud Chat. You can see if I go to co-work, it's slightly different, but almost the same. And I'll show you why it's different. And then Cloud Code, completely different. You can see the chat box is at the bottom there. Those are some of the different that you see, but they all equally do the same work. But with more elevated, complicated work done in Cloud co-work, as you can see there. And also some of the work you can still do them in Cloud Code. Before they released Cloud co-work, I was using Cloud Code to do most of the work that I'm now doing in Cloud co-work. So those are the things that we need to know. Then on the subscription side, you notice that I'm on the maximum plan. I'm actually on the maximum plan. The maximum plan costs $100 per month, but I don't encourage you to do that. You start on the lower plan. I think it's $19, $20. We'll talk about that. You start there, or even start with the free version. But unfortunately, I don't think you can access the co-work on the free version. That's why I encourage you to maybe use to just pay a subscription for the $19 or $20 for you to be able to access co-work on desktop, and that will give you access to all the three: Cloud Chat, Cloud co-work, and Cloud Code. All those will have access to them. Some people may be wondering, why did you start with Cloud co-work or Cloud in general and not ChatGPT, not Gemini? The reason is that I think I've been testing these systems, applying them, training people. I think that cloud co-work is probably the most advanced amongst all of them in terms of professional work, knowledge work, the work that lawyers do, the work that HR professionals do, the work that directors do, the work that the CEO would want done. It's much more polished compared to the other ones. So the other ones, you can still do the best stuff, but if you really want top-notch kind of work, you would need to come to cloud. We will have other sessions like next week. We will also cover the other ones, but I thought I should start with what I consider to be the premier of AI technology in terms of how you can apply it to the work situation. One other thing that I want to highlight at this stage is also that under each, if I go to Cloud Chat, you can see, you can come here and also look at the various versions. You can see there's Fable 5 there. Remember, the US government recently banned this one, saying that you cannot export it to other countries. It's too good. It can compromise security and many other things because of the capabilities that it had. It's a much more sophisticated, high-level application, the Fable 5. But I have also just read, just now as we were going to this session, that the US has lifted the ban. So maybe it will start appearing there because I'd already started using Fable. But for now, the highest is Opus 4.8, but you can also use the other versions. The Opus 4.8 can do more complicated stuff. For you, the more complicated stuff you can do with that. Again, I want you to take note. I'm in chat, but I can see all this. Also, if you come here where it says effort, you can see it's on high. You can go take it to extra. You can take it to maximum. This is basically applying more effort. It applies more effort, but it also consumes more tokens. When you subscribe to cloud, it consumes what are called tokens. So sometimes you work there very hard, lots of work, then it tells you, no, you have exhausted your tokens for now. Let's say now it's about 11. It says, okay, you can now resume at 12:30, for example. After that, it gives you more tokens, then you continue. On the maximum plan, yes, it exhausts those, but rarely. But because I do lots of work, like last night I was doing a lot of work, it can exhaust my tokens. Then it will give me 1 or 2 hours for me to come back and do the work. I don't really mind that. It also gives me time to refresh. So that is chat. If you go to co-work, you also see exactly the same in terms of the versions. You can see Fabo is great, meaning that it's not available. The issues around the effort is the same. When you come here to Cloud Code, you can see it's also here, but Cloud Code default Opus 4.8 high. Automatically, that's where it defaults. So it doesn't have as many options. But remember, it's for coders. So if you go back to here, I want to start here on the prompt. So one of the things that you also need to probably take note is that with all AI technology, remember AI is an enabler. It won't replace what you are supposed to do. It enables you to do more, to do it more efficiently, to do it more productively. And it can't come and suddenly do all your work because you have to give it instructions. So for you to give someone instructions, you must know what you want. You must be very clear about what you want. That is what is called prompting. So prompting is done in this box. This is where you put everything that you want, and Cloud will do whatever you want it to do from that prompting. So in prompting, it's very important to be able to put the context. What do you want? What result do you want? What kind of output do you want? You give it the context. Sometimes the context just involves I'm a legal practitioner, I'm a senior partner, and you can also make sure that on your settings you can actually indicate. If you go to your settings there, which one can take you, you can then indicate. If you go to the settings there, you can indicate a brief background about yourself. You know, what kind of profession, how do you want Cloud to react, to treat you as a senior partner for your organization? You can all put those details. Whenever it responds, it will always take into consideration that you are a legal practitioner and this is what you want. Okay, so prompting, you can ask Cloud to draft an employment contract, for example. You can ask Cloud to draft an employment contract for a CEO of a bank in Zimbabwe. Take into consideration all all the statutory requirements. I normally don't worry about spellings because I type very fast. So I'll come back. Sometimes I don't even correct because to pick that I wanted to say this. The requirements and where I need to put benefits, please leave blank for now. For now. This is a generic one, but if I have got the benefits and everything, you just load them there and you click enter and it will start processing the preparing the CO contract. As you can see, it's working. But this is chat, which is the common one that you find on if you are using the browser. If you come to CoWork, what is more important? So it's working the other side. We are proceeding. So if you come here, you can actually choose the project. For example, I created this folder called Desktop Cloud CoWork Executive Training. So if I come to here, you will see if I come to my desktop, there's a folder already that is there. You can see there, that's the training folder that I have created for this particular training. So if you come there, you can see these are the examples that I have created. I have also created my own facilitator guide, which I will show you, which is already open anyway. We'll start with the legal side when we do the example, some of the examples. So that's the documentation. This is your typical folder. With Cloud CoWork, it can go into your folder and work in there. You can just direct it. Sometimes without direct, you just tell it, go into my desktop, look for this file. It will go there, look for the file, and you can even ask it to create folders for you. All these things, all these were created by Cloud. I just gave it instruction to create all these folders. So you can see that Cloud has got the capacity to go into a folder. It has the capacity to go and delete files. So you need to be a bit careful when you're using Cloud CoWork because it can go and delete folders. It can go and reorganize your whole computer. It can reorganize your whole file, all your files. It can actually reorganize all those files in Cloud CoWork. So it's important to be very careful as you're doing. So these are the folders. I didn't go into my own folders here because I wanted us to just to show you that you can actually create these. Because these ones Cloud created for me. I didn't do anything there. It's actually just gave it an instruction, create folders, examples that I can use as I train people, these various groups of executives on these things. And it did create all these things. So you can go in there, it can organize your download folder. If you come to your download folder, it can reorganize your whole computer as I have indicated. So today we are working into there. This is the folder. I just thought I should show you. These are the documents that are there. You can see there's legal. The company that we're going to be using as an example is called Zambezi Holdings. So there's legal executives, Zambezi Holdings, finance director, Zambezi Holdings, HR director, Zambezi Holdings, procurement director, Zambezi Holdings, CEO and group executives, Zambezi Holdings there. Then we also have got sales and retail, then we've got supply chain there, and other details that I've just added. If we get time, we'll go into some of them. But I want just to make sure that everyone who came into this session will walk away with something that they can take away. So that's the folder. So if I come back to CoWork, you can see I selected, this is the same folder that all the files that are there, I selected this particular one. So if I am a lawyer and I want to use Cloud CoWork to do my work, there's a lot that you can do as a legal practitioner, draft summons based on these facts, prepare declaration, and draft statement of defense, draft amended pleadings, incorporating these new facts and things like that. All that, if I was a lawyer, I would probably be doing most of my work there. And I will also show you how you can automate this. It can happen even while you're driving, while you're not there, things can happen. When you come back, you find when you're bathing, when you're jogging, you can just give instruction. Even on your phone, you can actually give the Cloud instructions, and I'll show you how to do that. So I want to start with the legal practitioner. The legal practitioners here, this is the product box is the same. So I want to start, but I had already created some of the. So if you come here, it says I showed you the legal executives and Zambezi Holdings. And these are the documents that are in that folder. We can go back for you to see. If I open, these are the documents that are in there. You can see Mutoko versus Zambezi. Mutoko, so this is about Mutoko versus Zambezi, speak construction, counterclaim, regulatory compliance, register legal opinion, borrowed property, all these things, due diligence reports. So some of those are just examples that I was trying to create for you so that you can see. So if we go back to the document, I said these are the files. So what prompt can we give it? Okay, so you can come and say, I'm the head of legal at Sundays Holdings. I've just been handed the summons or defense and plea and the witness statements in Mutoko matter. HC 5234, please read all the documents and provide me with a concise summary of what Mutoko is claiming and the amount at stake, an honest assessment of your legal position. Are we likely to win or lose? And 3 biggest risks in our defense, what I need to do in the next 30 days. So I'll just copy that because it's already done. I'll just do a few examples. So I'll paste it there, okay? And say to Claude, basically you click this, this brown button. Claude will go and look at that. If I want, I can actually go and look at the actual folder. Okay, so that we make it very quick. I come there, go into legal. That is the folder. Actually, select the not the main folder, just the exact folder that we require. Then I say go. What happens? You'll see it's already Claude will start working. And remember, this work can happen while you're not there. And I will show you later on. On the extreme right, it starts showing you what it's working on. It's working on this folder, working folders, legal example. You can see what it's doing there. And it will start looking at the context. But for now, I will leave that there. Something went wrong, try again. Let's see. Your organization has involved cloud sufficient access cloud code using Anthropic API key. Your organization has server cloud access for cloud code using. Not sure why it's doing that. Let me go back. Let me maybe choose the old folder that I had chosen instead of the one that I chose. So let me go back and look at that. Okay. Let's choose that and say, okay, can you do that work that we had indicated? Again, you see, it has paused my subscription, but we'll fix that just now. Let's not worry about that. Let me go back to chat and see if it's okay. Just give me 2 minutes so that we can fix. These are some of the challenges that we get. And Ngoni, if you can come this side so that we can just fix that. Just take a short break. We will continue just now. Okay, so we are back. Sorry for that. It happens. I didn't know that mine was about to expire. So I'm back again. So we're doing the legal one. So I came here and went into this folder, but I want to go to the exact folder that I showed you, which is here. So you go to legal, but again, remember, you can just give it an ordinary instruction and it will go. And do this one. So we're doing the legal one, then select. So you select there and give the instruction and you ask Claude to do its work. It will start doing the work. Don't worry about that payment, whatever it was, it's already paid. It's working there. I also want to go back to co-work because it had stopped and go back to CEO contract and see if it had done anything. Or no, it had not done anything there. So we'll go back to, so we'll give it the same prompt. It's already working on the CO contract. Let's see what it's doing there. So you can see I found 3 documents. Let me read them. It actually tells you exactly what it's doing there as it's going through that. So while it's working there, we can also create another one. Maybe let me not create another task for now and focus on this one. But I want to show you something else while it's doing that because of time. But don't worry, we'll see. So if you go into Excel, you'll find there's a cloud app there, a cloud add-on that you can do. You can actually do other things here. It can create financial statements. It can create documents for you. It can create PowerPoint documents even from Excel. You could just give an instruction. If you come to PowerPoint, you can also use Cloud there. There is an extension there. You can see Cloud. So you will see that. You can actually do that, but I will show you this later. I just thought, let me take an opportunity to say, look, you can actually work from anywhere. You can work from your PowerPoint. You can work in Word as well. Let's go to Word. This is the document that we are using for current exercise. If you click there, it takes you into Claude, and you can also give instruction. I can actually ask you to prepare a PowerPoint presentation based on this. So let's have to prepare. Yeah. prepare a PowerPoint presentation based on this document. I need only 10 slides. You can even tell it you want 100 slides to do that. Can you also create an Excel document, and a Word document? So what I'm highlighting there is whatever you're working in Excel, if you want it converted to Excel with more instructions, obvious, or a PowerPoint, you can do it to provide an Excel, PowerPoint, or Word. I'm just giving you a simple example there. So I'll leave it working. You can see it's working in Opus 4.0. That's the version. So it is working there. We'll go back to our Cloud core work. You can see this is what it's doing. It has done that. So this is what it has done in terms of the findings, but we can also try to go to the document and see if it has created anything in there. Is the number 18 control to review. No, it says done it there. Sorry, I went to the wrong one. I will ask it create a Word document that I can review, that is properly formatted on the canvas. Canvas. Don't worry about the spellings. But in the meantime, you can already, David Mtoke is a minority shareholder who held 1,200 ordinary shares and a 2015 subscription agreement that gave him anti-dilution protection. Where is it? Anti-dilution protection. So where did I start? Yeah. So David, yeah, this is all the thing that we were talking about. Please, this breached section 4.3 and 12 of the subscription agreement, in section 98, 103, and 172, and 196 of the Companies and Other Business Act. Is asking for 2.3 million in compensatory damage plus interest at the prescribed rate running from 28 February as the declarator that the issuance was unlawful and cost of the punitive attorney scale with more than 3 years of interest and punitive costs. The real exposure is comfortably north of 2.7 million. Our legal position, are we likely to win? Remember what we asked it. On a balance, we are more likely than not to defeat the bulk of this claim, but this is not a comfortable win. It should not be treated as one. Our quantum defense is genuinely strong. The shares traded at $1.04 by end of 2024 above a 91 cents issue price. So all that, this is something well written for you, as you can see. But I asked you to create a proper document for you. So we'll come back to it. Let's go back to the contract. As you can see there, the CEO contract. I don't know why it's not continue. I will continue there. Okay, so sometimes it tells you it has reached the maximum for this particular prompt. You just hit continue. Normally on the maximum, it should not tell you that, but it does sometimes. You just continue there and it will give you the results that you want. So the CEO contract is done. You can look at it in the canvas on the left. It will appear on the left, as you can see just now. It's coming because I clicked there. It should be coming. If it doesn't come, you just click download. And you'll find that the contract has been downloaded. So this is the CEO contract of employment between name of the bank, full name, then table of contents, but sometimes you don't need a table of contents. That's the contract of employment already done. Recitals and whatever. This is a more legalistic kind of contract, but for most HR people, you can actually create the normal one that looks like a letter that we normally create. So the full contract has already been created. What I have found with Claude is that there are very few errors, even from a legal point of view. When you check it, there are very few errors. But once you have done it, you can also create agents that can actually preview the work. You can create what is called a legal reviewer who can actually, after you've done it using Claude, you go and ask another Claude to do the review. So this is the full contract of employment. As I have already shown you, downloaded, you can download it there. So CEO contract, you can see it there. So on the other side, on the canvas, this is the canvas that I was asking, which is normally what it produces on the left side. The full contract is there. As you can see, you can download it, 18 pages. You can also say, I just want a short contract. You can prescribe the number of pages that you want. All these things you can do within Claude. So you can see how nice it is and things like that. If you want it on a letterhead, I'll show you what to do. You don't need to do anything. You can actually do that. So that's the full contract that we have done. We're using chat there. Let's go to here and see if this is done. Yeah, let's see. It says, you can see the legal position. This is Zambezi Holdings, properly privileged and confidential. The details, let me enlarge it so that you can clearly see this is what is done. You can see the High Court of Zimbabwe Commercial Division. This is the case number, amount in dispute, and the table of contents. Sometimes it skips, but you can do that. That's exactly the privileged and confidential document, what Mtoke is claiming, our legal position, the three biggest risks, okay, why we need to do what we need to do in the next 30 days. All this is in there. We are done there. So you can do a lot in Claude, as you saw there. Then maybe let me go back again and do one more for the legal side. Then we move to the other side. What else is there? Okay. Let me see. Cloud code will produce a structured legal risk, whatever. That's the first one. Let's go to the next one. This is peak construction dispute. Okay. So Zambezi Holdings versus peak constructions. There are some of the I'm reviewing peak construction dispute. I will close. Let me close this. I'm reviewing peak construction dispute. Zambezi Holdings has sued peak for 4.2 million. In damages, Peak has submitted the settlement proposal of 1.8 million and has filed a counterclaim. Please read all the three documents and produce a formal settlement position paper that summarizes our claim and Peak's counter offer and analyze the financial gap and litigation risk if we reject the settlement. Then 3, analyze the recovery risk if you accept. 4, recommend either accepting, rejecting, or counter proposing with specific counter offer or counter amount and draft 1 paragraph instruction to our external counsel. So that's the prompt that we are going to be using. We create a new prompt in the same folder. That is the legal one. As you can see, we give this prompt and it will start working on that. Okay, so it's already working. Maybe why does this work on that? For legal, there is so many. Let me just browse some of the things that I had prepared. We'll skip facilitator notes there. Regulatory compliance, maybe you're in legal, you are the legal advisor of the organization or in compliance, you can use these prompts in the same documents, okay? For example, I'm a head of legal at Zambezi Holdings. I need to review our regulatory compliance position before Q2 board meeting. I have attached our compliance register, recent RBZ foreign exchange regulatory correspondence, and the similar transfer pricing appeal file. Please identify every item in the compliance register that is overdue or at risk. Explain the potential legal and financial consequences of each gap. Rank them from most urgent to least urgent. Draft 1 paragraph to update for each item for the board report. Prepare draft action email for me to the relevant department. This one is interesting. I will still do it. So this is working on there. We can create another task. Cloud, you don't necessarily have to wait. In the same folder, I will put that and say go to work, Cloud. Okay, so Cloud will continue going to work. In the interim, I'll switch a bit to HR. I will come back so that we don't lose any second of our time. I want to go back, for example, if you're in HR. Most of the time in HR, if you can see there, we've got a database of all our data. You can extract a database from whatever system you are using. In your HR department, it could be Navision, it could be SAP. You extract that information and then let Cloud create dashboards for you. So this is all director of all the employees that are in this organization that I have downloaded for Zambezi, including everything: compensation, bonuses, enrollment, overtime, promotions, as you can see, movements, which are your transfer, performance reviews, performance goals, talent, succession, all this, assuming you've got a database. And what do you need to do? We are now going to present to the board. And I'd already run something here, a dashboard that I ran for the HR people. So this is the full dashboard. As you can see, for the HR people, instead of going to present slides, you can navigate and say, okay, this is Zambezi Bank. You can see the headcount by department. This is the distribution. Our total employees, 520, total payroll, 11 million. Average pay, you can see the average tenure, average performance, engagement, number of female employees, high attrition risk, promotion eligibility. You can see all this. You can go down your salary grade, age distribution, performance matrix. You can see it there. You can see now here attrition versus new hire. As you can see, engagement rather. Head count by branch. You can come and see the head count by branch there. Okay, you go down your performance distribution. This is the performance distribution. Your attrition risk. This is basically your turnover risk. Okay, you can also have active feeds as you're presenting to the board. Who are your top performers? Instead of putting this in documents, employee register, you can see all the employees there. They are already in there. This is a very interactive. You can come and choose a department. If I choose IT, you can see. I can choose human resources. I can choose finance. This is a dashboard that I just created. It says, Claude, look at this data. It was already in that folder. Can you create a dashboard that I want to present to the board? You can say all day, then just come and choose by branch. This is Bedbridge, Blawayo. You can come and choose by head office, for example. You see all gender. You can see if I want to do by grade, probably you have more people around D grade. And not many, maybe a B grade. You can see there are many people there. It changes everything. You can see here, looking at outstanding performance, there's nothing much there, so we look at all. So you can see, you can create interactive dashboards. So if you deal with a lot of information, it could be in sales, it could be in marketing. You don't necessarily have to go and create a PowerPoint, as an example. If you really want, if you got the data, you just create a dashboard. You just tell Claude, look at my folder, look at the data there, create an insightful, amazing dashboard, which is interactive with amazing visualization I want to present to the board. Focus on the insights. If you focus on the insights, like the other ones that I normally do, it will have the insights on the side. You can even say, please create a PowerPoint presentation as a summary, but you still take the board to this particular dashboard. Look how nice this dashboard is. So there's no reason for you to go and then start doing Excel. You can also create this in Excel through Claude if you want. But I would normally create using Claude Cowork to go and create in whatever format you want. This is just an HTML file that you're seeing there. Let's go back to our legal. It's still working on this one. Let's look at peak construction and see if it is done. It's still working there, as you can see. So let's go and whilst we are waiting for it, because some of the things are really heavy kind of stuff, especially the legal side that I have indicated there. Let's go and look at what I think we had come here and asked you to create a PowerPoint presentation. Since PowerPoint deck is finished. Okay, let's see if we can go. Yeah, it's already created a PowerPoint. Remember, I didn't even go to PowerPoint. It's already created a PowerPoint presentation for us. You can see program. It is the exact document that I created. Look at how nice the presentation is. Look at just how nice the presentation is. Okay, look at, because the rule of presentation when they are giving Claude instructions sometimes, but it's because I'll show you something that is called skill and connectors that can actually be able to help you do this. For example, in the legal profession, you can create a set of skills that you want that are repetitive, that you don't need to keep on giving Claude any instruction. Claude will do that on his own. So for me, there are some skills that I created. That's why it's so nice like that. So golden rule and key message, you can see this is the presentation. A very nice presentation, just from the document that we were looking in Word. Okay, you can see there. That also said you must create an Excel. Did it create for Excel? I don't think it created. Let me see. Overview. Yeah, it's there. It's there. Activity matrix. It's created everything itself, probably not as nice as you would expect, because I didn't give it a lot of instruction. And also the type of document that we have is very difficult to create an Excel file. But remember, I created this particular presentation from Excel. I just gave it. For example, you're working on your financials in Excel. You can just say, look, after we finish with this, please create a PowerPoint presentation and also create a report. then send, go and have your lunch or breakfast, you will find that it has already created a presentation of those financial statements in Word, a presentation of those financial. So in Word, it will create a report. In PowerPoint, it will create a presentation. In Excel, it will have all the things that you want. You can do all this from Excel, PowerPoint, or from your or from PowerPoint. Okay, it's still working. Let me see. It's still working. You need to be patient because of the thing that it will be doing. How would you like the board facing out the packaged Word memo, separate single Word document, every non-compliant? Okay, so it was waiting for me on that. Let me see if there's nothing that is waiting for me. Numbers to check. Okay, it's working. You can see on the extreme right, it shows you the stages where it has read all the document. It's now drafting the settlement position. After that, it will produce a formatted Word document, then verify the figures and numbers. Most of the time, Claude makes very few errors. Most of the time when I work with it, no errors at all. But it doesn't necessarily mean you don't check. You still need to check in your documents. Okay, while we are there, let's go and for legal, I think we've done enough. There is a lot that we could have covered. Legal opinion, expert opinion, cross-examination preparation. These are some of the things that I prepared. But because of time, board legal affairs report. This is, if you are the company secretary, you may want to prepare a board legal affairs report. This is the thing from the same document. If we get time, I'll come back to it. For those that still have time, we can still show you that. So this is all about the legal side. Okay, let's go to the finance director. This is the finance director. If you go back to the folder for the finance director, you will see. I want to go back to the folder so that you can see what kind of information in the folder for the finance director. These are all the documents that are in the folder for the finance director: management accounts, budget versus actual, cash flow forecast, loan portfolio, board finance report, audit queries, capital adequacy, other business return, branch performance, capex budget, treasury position, NPL position, provision stress test, annual budget, cost reduction initiative, all these. It's your normal computer, because I'm here trying to train you on this. But if I was a FD on my computer, I would not create this. I would just tell Claude, go and look for the folder like this, or go and look for this information and prepare this report. Go and look for this information and prepare a PowerPoint presentation. So we go back to our document and see what we can do for the finance director. So what instruction? I'm the CFO of Zambezi Bank. Let me just create more space there. I need a variance comment for May 2026 management accounts before ex-committing this afternoon. I've attached the management accounts and the budget versus actual spreadsheet. Please read both documents and produce a professional variance comment for each major income statement line item, explaining why we are ahead or behind budget. A summary paragraph I can read aloud to the exco in 90 seconds. The 3 variants that need immediate management attention, and 1 sentence explanation for each variant that I can give to the CEOs. Okay, so we copy that. Let me see if that's the best. I'm the CEO of Zambezi. Okay, 1 NPO stress test results and capital return are attached. I need to present to the Arab business next week in the board audit committee. Please interpret the stress test results in plain English. What do they mean for the bank's financial health? Identify any areas where capital adequacy position is concerning relative to Arab business minimum requirement. Explain the worst case scenario if NPL increases to 30% over the next 2 quarters. Draft a management response narrative I can present to the board. This is interesting. I'll copy this, then we'll do this for the FD. But let's see, allow. So there are some times when it asks for your opinion. But if you come here, you can see I told act without my opinion. But if it's too risky, it always asks you, should I proceed? I have told it, you can go ahead and proceed. It's still working there. Let me see if I can create one. This one for the FD. Let's go there and the same FD. So the documents that I showed you are in there. So we put there. We are just trying to make sure that we manage time and by everyone. This is an introductory one. We will then go to talk about some of the issues, especially those related to setup. There are other things that I will show you later on, like how to create skills, how to use dispatch, how to use schedule, how to use customize. All those are important aspects. And normally we start with those sometimes when we are training you in your organization. So you can see it's working. On the extreme left is the panel where it's planning the work. I would not worry about that. So if you come here on the extreme left, you can see where it's working, the document that is currently working, NPL, stress testing, peak construction settlement, Q2 regulator compliance. Those are the two documents. The Mutoko legal matter, we've already finished that. But you can always come back to it because the cloud doesn't lose anything. You can always come back to it and look at it and see what is there. So the Mutoko one that we did, if you want to come back to it, you just click there, it comes back. Okay, you can even pin it. If you want to pin it, you think it's too important, you pin it, it goes on the pinned document. So every time, so if you come here, for example, if you come to me, these are my pinned documents. Okay, so if you want to pin yours, you just come there and say pin. Okay, it will pin there, which means it's a priority list. Whenever you got cloud, it goes there. And again, if you come to these documents, you can always download show in folder or download the documents. That's how you. So this one seems to be done. Peak construction settlement, it's done. So show in folder, it goes there. You can see it went into the folder, and we're opening the document. Yes. Okay, so this is the settlement for lawyers in the session. This is how the document looks. Again, if you want to put logos and everything, I will show you how to do that later. So this is the board of the rest through prepared for the board, prepared Office of the Head of Legal by Office of the Head of Legal, debt. The contents, table of contents. Sometimes on the table of contents, you just need to come and say, make sure the table of contents reflect the right numbers. It struggles with table of contents. So this is the executive summary. Okay, note for scope and filing, this position paper is built strictly on the three documents on the file, combined summons with the declaration issues in case HH 215726, Peak Construction's current settlement proposal, and the internal analysis of Peak's counterclaim dated 10 March 2026. Then on point of conciliation, one point of conciliation must be recorded at the onset. The instructing brief referred to a claim of 4.2 million and settlement offer of 1.8. Those figures do not appear anywhere in the Peak Construction file. The claim H218726 is USD 850,000. Those are the notes. Then the executive summary. Zambezi World sued Peak Construction for 850,000, being the cost of rectifying 4 categories of construction defect in the newly built Zambezi House office block, and asked court to confirm its right to keep 118,750 second retention tranche as the set-off. Peak filed a counterclaim of 120,000 seeking release of that retention, and has since made 3 settlement offers. Its current offer is worth 651,000 in net economic value, and thus our liability case is strong. Our own legal team's assessment, Peak has only a 25 to 30% chance of defeating the principal claim outright, and its counterclaim is only 10 to 15% chance. So it goes on in detail. I may not be able to read the full document, but look how beautiful the document, nicely done. Again, don't forget, you still need to read, even if you're a lawyer, read through the documents. You've seen people citing non-existent case laws and things like that. Claude does the citing of case laws very well. And you can also set up Claude to give you any case law related to what you normally deal with every day. If there's a case law, it can give you a link to that case law, and I'll show you how to do it later on. Okay, so that's the full report for the lawyer. You print, you edit if you want. The good thing about Claude is that if you go back and you have noticed an error, you can always come here and tell it to correct. It will go back and correct and say, this is now version 2. So it creates version 2. So again, well done to Claude there. Let's go to the NPL stress test. One word document, you can see whatever. I'm just clicking here because of in the interest of time. Then regulatory compliance, that's the one that we did. Peak construction settlement, this one is done. We had not looked at the settlement. You can see that's the document. Let me enlarge it. That's the document. You can see there. Peak construction document. That's the document that we looked at, which we said you can also download. Look how nice the document is. We can produce there. So the lawyers, the sky is the limit. We can basically train him to do everything. Pleadings, affidavits, court applications, legal research, evidence analysis, witness preparation, contracts, opinions, correspondence, appeal documents, case management, And you can also create an AI a partner or assistant for yourself, or cloud assistant for yourself. And I'll show you later how you can do that. So that's basically there for the legal. So we are waiting for the finance, for the finance one. Let's go back to co-work. You can imagine I'm using co-work, but if you are working, you can use all of them. Let's say you want to draft a contract, you can put it in chat, create here, you come new, you can put it in chat, you come to co-work, do other documents, those co-work works in your folder. When you look at the chat side, which you can also access through your browser, it doesn't go into your folder. Only co-work and code can actually do work in your folder. So the same thing that I was doing in co-work, you can do them in code. You can also come and choose the way to work and things like that in code. So if you come to code, you can choose folder there. You can see there. You can go there and choose the folder. If you click there, you can still, if I had time, I would be doing other things there. You can come and choose legal. Select, then you give it trust. You can just say, then you give your instructions there. All the instructions that we're given, you can give them there. The same way, the way we're doing on cloud co-work, same thing you can do in cloud code. It's not intimidating. It just doesn't have a very, very interesting and very good interface when you go to code, as you would find. You can see there's very little space. If you come to co-work, you can see the prompt box is much bigger compared to that. And also when you go to chat, the prompt box is much bigger. That's the only difference, but it does exactly the same kind of work. So we go to co-work again and say, okay, where we go there, NPL test, that's what we're doing for the FD. It's still running. Maybe let's do another one for the FD. So we just do two. So that is number one. Let me see if there's anything else. Internal audit query. My external auditors have submitted a list of audit queries related to our provisions and loan impairments for Q2 period. I've attached the query letter and provision schedule. Please read each audit query carefully. Draft a professional, factually grounded to respond to each query using information in the provision document. Where additional information will be needed to fully answer a query, flag it if they're not saying additional information is required. So this one, we can do it because I'll just do 2 examples per profession so that you know. So we'll create another new task, come here and give it to Claude. And Claude say, look, now I want to choose the FD, the finance one, and say, go ahead and create this document. Okay, so while it's doing all that, we can do other things so that we don't lose time. So if you look at the extreme left of Cloud Desktop, remember Cloud Desktop is chat, core, is code. You can come here, you can see new task. If you want a new task, these other ones will be working in the background. That's the beauty about cloud. You can give it 10 tasks. All of them will be running in the background. You don't need to wait for one to be completed. So you can basically do 10 tasks. Let's say a lawyer, you want to do pleadings, affidavits, corporate applications, legal research, and evidence analysis. You can do all the 10 or 15 of them running at the same time. You can try to do them in co-work, all of them, or put some of them in code, or put some of them in chat. But the best way is to put all of them in co-work. Use co-work or code. Both those can work in your folders. Both they will work with the evidence that in your folder. Chat doesn't work with your folders. So I want to show you something very interesting while we are waiting for the finance side to complete. If you come here, you see we talked about new task. This is where you click when you want a new task. There's projects. For now, projects, I will not cover it that much, sorry. But what in projects you can create, for example, if I'll give an example in HR, if I do job evaluation, I can create everything to do with job evaluation. Let's say I will put my manuals on Patterson, manuals on Castellion, all the things to do with job evaluation, pay structure, I'll put them. So you create a new project. Then you can start from scratch. You can import documents. You can use an existing folder. So you can create a project on your computer and use that. So whenever you are running in project, it's like a mini cloud. Everything that you prompt will specifically work with what is in the folder, in that particular folder. Very good for lawyers, very good for any profession, finance people, very good for procurement. Let's say you are evaluating a procurement, you are doing adjudication of a tender. You can work within that particular project. Projects, you can also put specific instructions that you want in that particular project. But for now, we are going to go into projects. I'm just showing you, you can refine. Projects tend to produce a higher quality work because they are much more refined. You can group skills that you want used there. but it's something that I can show you if we were doing a full training for you. Then artifacts, you can basically create, this I will leave for people who are in design work, who want to create something, some artifacts basically interactive designs. The good thing about artifacts, for example, I can tell it, okay, I want you to create a Victoria Falls Stock Exchange artifact that draws on the prices on each day. It's a live artifact. So whenever I come to that artifact, I can see the prices on a daily basis, interactive. And live, as the price changes, they will also be showing in my artifacts. I can save it into as an HTML file, or that you can do using artifacts. All the designs, anything to do with design, you can do it here if you want. Then schedule. If you come to schedule, you can see here. Like in our case, we've got a schedule where we monitor regional human resource standards for us, and it gives me this at 6:30 a.m. every day. Okay, so I get this saved in my file, regional tender file, and it gives you a notification to say, look, your tenders are ready, your summary of tenders in Africa are ready to come there. So you can monitor a particular topic. For example, you can monitor particular content, you can get daily briefings across all your calendars. For example, if you got calendars, you're including your Outlook, it can go and look at your emails, look at everything and give you a daily briefing before you leave home. What is happening? What has come to your email? All those things it can do for you. Meeting preparation, a short brief before each meeting on your calendar covering attendance, content can be done. These are all things that you can do. Then an inbox storage, for example, categorize inbox and draft replies to anything urgent. All these things you can schedule. You don't need to do anything. You can schedule them. They will be done. You will find them done properly formatted, well done for you. Weekly review of anything, lawyers, finance people. You can actually basically set up all these things. They can run in the background. While you're flying to Joburg, you get to Joburg, you find all these things via your phone. Actually, it comes to your phone. Via your phone, you can also go to your laptop in the various folders if you want, but you can view all these things via your phone. That's the beauty of schedule. You can schedule anything. You can even, for those that love soccer, you can schedule it to give you the results every morning or tell you the matches that are coming up and all those things. At that time, you can see here, if you look at the extreme right, where it says the regional human resource related tenders, you can see at 6:30, exactly at that time, without fail, I'll get my update. Okay, it's exactly like that. At that time, I'll get my update there of regional tender. Let me see if I can just show you some of. I hope you want to see some of my files. I'll just say regional tenders. Okay, so this is what I get. It produces a Word and a PDF document. So you can see this is what I'm getting every day, or based on that scheduling thing. This is what I'm getting every day on that. Okay, you can sort it by date. You can let it come to your notification on your phone. Those are all the things that you can do. So that's schedule for you. You can also schedule if you've got Claude on your phone. You can actually schedule anything on your phone. Let me see if it's on the phone. I know dispatch is on the phone, not necessarily schedule. Let me see. The schedule is not on the phone, so you have to schedule on the desktop app. Then we come to dispatch. When you come to dispatch, this is where this dispatch is on your. This is where I was creating the files for us to use as examples. It's all done. I did this last night while I was sleeping. So you just give an instruction. The files you created in some folders are not readable. All files must be in Word, PDF, or Excel. Correct this urgently. It did that. You can see. Done. All 76 text files have been converted to Word, and it gives me which files it converted. The original TXT files have been TXT files have been deleted. So it deletes. All done. So it's done. I can give it any instruction, but remember I was giving this instruction from my phone. I can give it from here, then go and do something else, but I can also give it from my phone. I'm traveling. So I'm home. I wake up at 3. I can start giving it instructions, basically delegating the work that I done. All the things that we did for the lawyers, for the finance side, we can do them work on dispatch. You can actually use your phone while you're at home and give it instructions, and you'll find all your documents done. You'll find them done. Let's go back and just check on this test if it has been done. Yeah, it seems it has been done. It's going to display here. This is the FT. This is their document done, but you can also view it in the folder. So this is the document again. You can see it normally leaves. I normally give it to correct the table of content, and it will do that. So this is the basis for this report. Executive summary, sound headline position. Zambezi is well capitalized today. The capital adequacy ratio is 18.35% against the RB's minimum of 12%. Liquidity is strong with a liquidity coverage ratio of 139.2% and a net stable funding ratio of 115.5%. Both comfortably above the 100% floor. The ratio holds under stress. You can see, I won't read everything. I'm just showing you the quality of what you can produce. The quality, let me enlarge it a bit maybe so you can see. That's the quality of what you can produce. You can see when it's analyzing the various scenario, current position, best scenario, adverse scenario, severe scenario, flow status, breach there. You can see everything well done there by Claude. This is what you can do, done. Okay? But remember, there's a lot that we could have done if we had all the time. But we will continue for those that have time. Again, remember, to work in the folder, it will show you on the extreme right in the canvas the results for you. So if you pick a mistake instead of going to the folder, I normally read this canvas and take notes and then give it one instruction for correction. So I go through all this, read sentence by sentence. I don't make a mistake there. You must not make a mistake. In case Claude makes a mistake, you can't blame Claude. You must read, you are the expert, you must read, is it making sense? And everything. And remember, most of the source documents are your own source documents. You can always go back to it. So you read that. Once you have gone through that, then if there is anything that you want to change or what you want to correct, for example, I may want to say, look, make, just to show you, make sure, this is trivial, but I will show you, make sure the table of contents, make sure the table of contents is properly done and working. So far, it's empty and no correct page numbers. I hit enter, it will queue because I had already clicked something else. So let's go back to the audit query and see if it's done with the audit query. What is it saying? What could you attach the documents? I am not attaching the documents. Work with let me I didn't pick the folder. The finance side, that's the folder. Select. Work within this folder. Enter. Okay, so we'll leave it working. After that, we'll then do procurement. So we're done scheduling, and I'm sure you loved how you can schedule things there. I'm sure you loved how you can use dispatch. I use dispatch all the time. Look at what I do most of the time. When I'm home, when I'm relaxed, I give most of my delegate most of my work to Claude. Claude will work for you. For lawyers, you can do pleadings, affidavits, court application, legal research, evidence analysis, witness preparation, contracts, opinions, correspondence, all of them while you're at home cooking. If you are cooking or jogging in your gym, jogging or in your gym, just give the instruction then to go and do your work. It will do the work without sometimes even asking you any questions. If there's any question, it will still show you in that dispatch and say, I need your permission for this. You just write there. Very simple. Then this one is very important, what is called customize. Under customize, there are things that are hidden there. There are what are called skills. Skills are specialized skills that you can use. If you look at the extreme, you can see here, maybe let me start with the plugins, where it says plugins there, under skills. You can see, if I come down, these are skills that come with Claude. You activate them. If you don't activate them, they won't show on your, so if you want to activate a particular skill, you can just go browse. Claude will then display all the skills. For example, you can find legal. Legal skill is already activated for me. As you can see there, you can say customize, update. If there was an update, it then explains what is in that skill, everything from there. So that's the legal skill. For example, if we contract, It says review contract against your organization negotiation playbook, flagging deviations, generating red line suggestion. Use when reviewing vendor contracts, customer agreements, or commercial agreements where you need clause by clause analysis. It's already activated. So when you're using Claude, it means that you don't necessarily have to say go and use this skill. Cloud automatically triggers any skill that you have activated. So they are plugins. These come, most of them, for me, all these, I activated them because they came in the cloud packages I showed you here. You browse, you can add your own. You can add from Marketplace. You can use your own plugin. You can create your own plugin. Cloud can help you create your own plugin. You don't like what Cloud has created, but this is what we normally teach you when you are now doing, especially in a workshop kind of situation. The minimum training is a day for you to be able to be an expert in all these things. It's a minimum of a day. So we teach you how to create plugins. All these plugins, you can see marketing is there, human resource, product, productivity, legal, design, data, all these things. For me, I activated them because sometimes I would need to use them automatically. So that's why I activated the plugins. You will see on the other column there, skills. These are specialized skills. I created these on my own. There are a few from Cloud. You can see I've got a Patterson job evaluation. So when I put job descriptions, or I direct it to a folder with job descriptions, say grade these jobs using the Patterson, to grade and create a proper report. The same applies to Castello, need to grade and create a proper report. But I also want to show you something that where is it now? There are other things that I use: proposal writer, shortlisting manager, a brand design guidelines. Okay, so this is where you can, this is the mother skill for branding. So if you want to add, create a skill, you come here and you can upload the skill. If you've got instructions on how the skill works, write instructions, or you can use Cloud. For example, if I come here, let's create a skill together using Cloud. So I will tell you, create an IPC branding guidelines, and ask me any questions you may have. So it will ask you questions. You actually like talking to each other. It will ask you questions as you go, but we are not going to create a skill. I'm just showing you. But normally this is something that we take you through when we are doing the actual training. So let's go back to core work. So those are some of the things there. Let's go back to core work and see what it has done. We did the NPL test. We're waiting for the audit. It's still working on the audit. We can't wait for it for longer. Let's go back and look at which other profession, this one is still finance director. I think finance director, we've done enough. For you, full board, finance board report, full report. Again, very easy. We can do that. I need to prepare Zabez's bank Q2 board finance report on the board of, for the board of directors meeting on 10 July 2026. I have attached all our 4 financial documents for Q2. Please read all documents and produce a complete board finance report with the following structure. Okay. This one I'm tempted I'm tempted to put it. We will let Claude work on it in the background whilst but we'll try to go and focus on another, maybe procurement. Let's see who is next while it's working. Finance, I think we've done enough justice. Then HR will be the last. I'll skip the HR. I want to go to the other one, maybe procurement. I'll come back to HR. I'll go to succession planning, gap. HR board report is there. The procurement director. Okay, so this is for the procurement director. If we go back to our folder, you will see that I will go back there. Where is procurement director? These are the documents that are there. You can see dashboard, tender board evaluation, supplier performance, contract register, forex import, cyanide emergent procurement, fuel consumption, consortium, local content register, procurement service, vendor, FQ, forex import, compliance register. All these are in the folder for compliance. So let's see what we can do with that. So what do we want to do? Have the procurement director for Zambezi Mining. We have received 4 bids for the tender, whatever number, USD 4 million, for headquarter construction project. The tender specification All 4-bit documents in the evaluation matrix are attached. Please compare all the 4 bits against the tender specification and criteria in the evaluation matrix. I won't read all of it. So procurement, let's go and do yours and see what comes out of Claude. So start a new task. What is important is that you must always come here and change the folder that you want to work in. So come and choose the folder. And we come here and say, okay, we want to go there, but choose specifically the procurement folder. But again, remember, even just by selecting the mother folder, it can still work in that as long as you refer to procurement. So I'll paste this and then let it prepare. Okay, so we've got these a few things running. What report? Let's go. That one we did. We're still dealing with the audits. Let me write a script to correct the output part. It's running there. What else do I need? Maybe let's go to. So again, when you come to Excel, you must click here. Then the Claude will start there. Again, any document that is open on your laptop, you can instruct Claude from either Excel, PowerPoint, or Word to do anything that you want. Okay. You can ask it, Claude, but Faber is not available, so you can basically do what you want. So what do we want to do there? We can, this is for HR. I want to do HR last, so I will not do anything there. For now, I want to go back and watch what it's doing. Let's see NPL test. When I go to report, is running. The tender documents is running. What is it saying? Sure, do you want available? Could you reattach the documents? No, I'm not reattaching. The documents are here. Let me reattach. Let me tell it to work in this particular folder. I'm confusing it because I'm opening too many folders. Okay, select folder. Work in this folder. This folder. The documents are there. Okay, so it will work there. Let's give it a few minutes to do that. We'll keep checking there. While it's doing that, for those that use Claude on the desktop, sorry, on the web, this is how it looks like. If you are using it on the internet, there's the web browser, using the web browser, this is how it looks like. Most of the things are basically the same. But if you want, you can see where it says products there. You can see it says code. If you click there, it takes you to Cloud Code. Okay, so you can access Cloud Code via your desktop. You can just come here and start developing your own app. This is something that we teach you. If you are doing it today, we normally do this at the last day, developing your own applications. That will work. You don't need anyone. You don't need an IT person to do that for you. So I'll go back to that. There's also design. If you want to design anything, it will take you to design. You can see you can design anything, your slides, prototype, documents. Those for those that are fancy, but I normally don't come to use this unless I'm doing a special project, which I can do. Again, in the formal training, we train you to do that, to use that. Core work, you can't use it here. If you click there, it will say go to desktop. So here you'll see charts, projects, artifacts. We talked about customize is the same that I showed you. So you can come here and say, yes, let's try something and say, prepare a 20 slide presentation on leadership effectiveness for a bank. Normally, if you've got your own material, you come here and say add files, take screenshot, add a project, get from GitHub, and you can decide what skills you want to use. But these normally come automatically. You can see there, you can search the web as well. These normally come automatically. Follow the presentation, the skills guidelines. This skill, this presentation is for executives in a bank, and it will be presented by Memory Nguwi. Sorry, Okay. It must be branded because I have already skilled that brand, the IPC brand, so it must be branded. So 20 slides. The other thing that I normally remind it when I'm doing PowerPoint is that I want a clean background. The best presentations are those where you have got a clean background, no colorful presentations. A clean background. Use the concept of one idea per slide. The best presentation, again, no bullet points. Okay. Use short sentences. Use big enough font for a person at the back. At the back of the auditorium to see. Okay, so let's click enter. It will start preparing that. Let's go back and see. We'll leave it working. Well, let's go back and see if it is done. If it's done, which would you like? Read the 4 bits two ways. Use your own judgment. It keeps on asking me questions. Use your own judgment. So the one that we're waiting for is the regulator compliance. This one is done. Okay, this is the regulator compliance for RBZ regulator compliance for the bank. Regulator compliance review. Again, you can see it means the content table of contents. You see, this is the report. As you can see, this is the regulator compliance, overdue and at risk items, all this. Okay, then the consequence and agents ranking, you can see rank number 1, fixed term contract audit, Pinge Valley Farm, 340 seasonal workers, all this. Look how nice it is and how thoroughly it has been done. This is the full report. So imagine all the things that you do as an FD. You can basically automate it from home using Dispatch. You can schedule using schedule, and all of them will be done. You can schedule them if they are done at a particular time and they're repetitive and the documents are on your laptop. You can just tell it to look for the relevant document on my computer. Don't ask me any questions. I just want to find my report done, saved in a file like this. You're done. So that's how it's done. So you come here, let's look at it's still doing the report says I'm 9 pages. The audit query, we are done. Let's see if it's done there. It's still working on on that. Let's go back to this one. It's also still working. What else do I want to show you? If you come here on settings, you can see I want to show you some of the things that are there that you need to be aware of. Let's hope it will agree to share that. Accounts, billing, no. I want general. It should be. So when you come to general, you can see my full name. What should Claude call you? Remember, you can put any name. If even your nickname, it doesn't matter. What best describes you? You can come here. You can choose human resources, finance, operations, sales, design. Then instructions for Claude. These are standing orders, basically. Always use the relevant skill when responding. Pick the relevant skill. Check for relevance of skills. You can put more. Don't produce a report without first verifying that the report, anything that you produce must be correct, factual. Preferences, these are appearance, voice, and all these things. These are all things that you can emails, code permission request, get push notification code needs approval, run command sessions, dispatch. You can see it's enabled there. Then you can also come here under capabilities. Okay, let's hope it will show us under those capabilities. The connectors, we talked about the connectors, remember, where we were talking about the skills, the plugins, the way we saw the skills to do with marketing, sales, data analysis, and things like that. So it's taking longer, but this is where you go and talk about all the capabilities. I also want to show you that if you come here, on the web, you can, there is a Claude extension there. If you click Claude, Claude will be able to browse the internet for you. You can go and ask it to do anything on the browsing of the internet. You can come here, ask act without asking. Claude can take screenshots, especially if you are using Cloud Cowork. It can go and take screenshots and prepare anything. You can basically go and say, go and review this website, or go and review this website and include screenshots. Go and review this document, include screenshots. It will do that and prepare a massive document for you. So it can work across all platforms, basically. Especially when you're using Cloud Core, it's very agentic because it can go and work and pick documents, open browsers and everything. It can write for you, it can do research for you and things like that. So if we come back here on Cloud, you can see I can come and say new. If you come there, you can go there and also say research. Let's say you want to do research. You can actually go and say do a market comparison of Zimbabwean banks and prepare a detailed report that includes amazing visualizations. Okay, so I will let that run. Obviously, I'm banning my tokens here, but I'll let it run. Okay. Okay, the presentation is done. Remember the leadership presentation. It's finalizing presentation layout and the content. Let's just give it 1 minute. It should be up and running there. 20 slides done. So this is the presentation, 20 slides. Remember I said one idea per slide. You can see the leadership is measured by results, not title. Let me download it so that I can show you properly. But the whole presentation is here. But you can download it there. It's downloaded. The presentation has been downloaded. Okay, so I go there. I can then show you, go into presentation mode. And you can see that's how nice the presentation is. Very clean. Normally presentations don't have anything written in the background if you want to do good presentations. You can see our logo on the extreme left, extreme right at the bottom. Basically, this is the type of presentation that you do when you know your stuff. You don't need to read the presentation. You go to each slide and stick to it. You don't read the presentation. Okay, so that's how you prepare presentations. You can prepare massive amounts of for documents in Excel. But Cloud can work in any of those. So what else did we do? We asked you to do research on the banking sector. Ask how happy to help for a few quick clarification which banks, what dimensions, all banks. That is all banks, all key dimensions. I want output equals to PowerPoint. I want PowerPoint. PowerPoint. That's the output that I want. There. So it will start running on that. The output is PowerPoint. Okay, it's confirmed. Enable connector cloud to use in the research. Yes, confirm. It will connect to those. That's the research. And also it's working. Remember, here I'm showing you the cloud that you use, your app on the web app, but it doesn't have Cowork. Cowork is much more advanced than just the web app. Cowork can work in your folder. So let's go back to Cowork and see if it has done what we wanted. Board final report. Let's see if it's done. Yeah, it's done. This is the FD's board final report, but we didn't tell it to produce the board in PowerPoint, for example. But this is a Word document, but normally you can then ask it to convert it into PowerPoint. So this is your board report. So you can see executive summary. Look how nice. Let me open this in the folder so that we can really see how nice this is. And this is the board report. You can obviously tell it to center this if you want to center it. Let me see if it is. Yeah, the table of contents is correct now. Then executive summary. This is the board report. Let me enlarge it a bit. This is executive summary. This is the board report for you. You can see how it's summarized and the two trends that matter the most. Financial performance versus budget. You can see there. And all the other financial details, you can see the total operating income, profit, variance commentary is there. The balance sheet highlights the total assets stood at 230 million at the reporting date. Customer deposits grew by 198.7 million, an increase of 14 million, 7% since the close of 2025, confirming the bank's continued ability to mobilize funding even at elevated term rates. Gross loans and advances reached 158 million, with net loans of 142 million after provisions. Shareholder equity rose to 37.3 million on the back of retained earnings. Okay, capital adequacy. Look how nice it is, even in what loan book and asset quality. All this concentration and segment picture. This is the share of the book. You can see the NPL ratio and coverage. Stress tests and provision recommendations. Liquidity and funding. This is for FTO of a bank. Risk dashboard. You can see the outlook for the second half. The focus prepared in July post to full year profit that is below the original budget, principally because of margin compression and the provision charge. Recommendation proposed the resolutions approve the increase in loan loss provision. Look how nice the report is. And without wasting time, what does the board need to do? What does the board need to do? We need to resolve. There's a resolution number 1, resolution number 2, resolution number 3, resolution number 4. You are done. That's how beautiful you can use Claude. You can imagine when you have mastered how to use Claude the way we do, how much you can produce as an individual. So this is the report. If you read it in canvas like this, it's easier then to just come back and make corrections there. If you pick any, you don't correct every mistake that you pick or any anomaly that you want corrected. Write them down and then just do one prompt. You save your tokens rather than putting 1, come back, putting 2, come back. But most of the time, Claude, in my estimate, is probably 99% accurate. if you don't make any mistake in how you are prompting. Very 99. If you go to others, they make a lot of mistakes, especially for the lawyers. If you use Claude, it rarely causes the wrong case laws. But if you go and use ChatGPT, for example, sometimes it gives you fictitious ones. Sometimes it gives you a fictitious one and a link. With Claude, every source that it uses, it will give you a link to it so that you can go and verify that link is correct. So that's that. Let's go to procurement and see if it's done. It's still working on the procurement side. Maybe let's go to the web app. The bank comparison is still running. The leadership one, that's what we have done. That's what we have done there. Then the other thing is that let me see if you will be able to get. You see, if you look here on this prompt box that is here, where I'm putting my case there, you can see there's calendar, there's Gmail, and other things there. There's code learn. If you want to learn, prepare an exam, design learning modules, explain complex topics simply, develop teaching strategy, design learning challenges. All these things can be done. If you want to write, you can write, improve writing style, compare. All these things can be done. All these, don't ignore those things. But I want you to look at the extreme right. You will see there's use of voice mode. Remember, voice mode is not the same as recording. For example, you don't have time, you want to record. Okay, you can record there. Okay, you can just record. Then after recording, for example, I can say, let me record and say, can you prepare a presentation for me? It's not recording. I don't know why. Yes, can you prepare a presentation? Can you prepare a presentation on corporate governance for me? I just need 5 slides on corporate governance. Okay, so then you just enter. Instead of you typing, you come here and press enter. But we'll leave it to do that. I want to show you something. If you go in the extreme right, where it is, this is a live voice mode where I can talk to it. Hopefully, if I press it, you will be able to hear. Let me try it and see. Hello, how are you? I'm doing fine, very fine. Can you give me a brief overview of the economic outlook for Zimbabwe for the coming quarter? Okay, thank you very much. Anything else that you want me to learn? No. This is for the country. I'm talking about the country. What do I need to know as a businessman? Okay, thank you so much. So you can use the voice mode. It works. Sorry, let me stop you there. It works much better when you're using it on your phone as well. Let's say you're jogging, you've got your headphones. You can have a conversation. Sometimes when I travel, I actually have conversation about any topic. It can take an hour while we're arguing with Claude on any topic of interest to me. You can also ask it to do a presentation to you directly. It can take an hour of a presentation doing. You can tell it, I need a 20-minute presentation. For lawyers, you can have a conversation about a particular case and also ask it to reference particular folders. It will do reference to those folders and talk to you in a very big way. Okay, so the corporate governance presentation is to work on it. The banking sector research, the research tend to take a bit longer. So if you are doing research, you need to be a bit patient. Let's go back and look at the tender evaluation. This is for our procurement. If you look, this is some-based mining. Remember what the tender evaluation and procurement committee recommendation. So this is someone who is in charge of procurement. They are preparing something for the procurement committee. This is the page. Maybe let me see if I can open. Let me open in folder so that it's easier to read in the folder. But all these documents are happening within a particular folder that we are doing. So that's our report procurement. You can see the table of contents did not do well. It always does that. So the executive summary, this report records evaluation bids received in tender numbers at that. The construction of the mining entrance quotas building with the estimated value of USD 4.3 million. Summary, recommended bidder, then the highest ranked bidder with weighted score, and things like that. So purpose. So you can prepare this report at a click of as long as so for procurement, I would not do anything. I would just use both in the folder there were insufficient documents anyway. But for procurement, I would probably just use Claude and create a particular skill that will do this for me every day. I don't have to do. So it can actually go and check every day, every hour, for example, that if there is any new document that have been put in my procurement folders, it should go there and check and even check your emails and prepare the procurement report documents that it can do for you with easy. So yeah, so what else is left? Board finance report, I think we have done that. So on this one, we almost done unfortunately for HR, I think I showed you something earlier on. I think in the interest of time, I won't be able to go through everything. But I've done HR people. I'll probably do a special one for you, just to focus on the HR side, so that we can go deeper into that. Let's go last part and see if anything has been done on this corporate governance presentation. Why is it taking long on that? But I think some of these things we've already done. So I will take questions briefly. Then we go to Nguwi, who is going to take you through. Going to take you through setup. What do you need to do? How much does it cost? What do you need to do if you need to go immediately after this? Use Claude, the free version, and the paid versions, and things like that. But for more specialized training, we can then talk to you. The good thing is that with myself leading the training, Nguwi and Nicholas, we can train your board, your full board, to how to use AI in the work that they do, so that they don't waste time. Instead of all those meetings that we have taking all those hours, we can train the board how to analyze the submissions for management, what are the things then they need to do, and all those things. We can do that for you. Then the number two, for executives, we can train all your executives. How do you prepare board reports? How do you prepare your Mancom reports and the other types of work that we're doing, like I was showing you for the finance director that we did, for the legal that we did, for board company secretary that we did, all those we do. And also even people below, we specialize and help you do practical stuff. Normally what we recommend is a minimum of a full day, regardless of the group, for those that do not have time. But we normally recommend for your exec type, even for some boards, if you've got time, a full 2 days will be change your life completely for the rest of your life in terms of how to use AI. And when we do that, obviously we start with Claude because we think that it's much more professional at a level that we want. But we also cover other tools. We do cover Gemini, including Notebook LM, which is basically an offshoot of Gemini. Then we also cover ChatGPT and what it can do. But none of those will get to the stage where Claude is now and the efficiencies that come out of Claude. So at any level, we can help you if you want. We can also just do an appreciation, 1 hour appreciation to your executives online. If they really don't know what you can achieve with Claude, with the AI, we can do a 1 hour appreciation for you. So for now, I can take questions. Then allow me to then just take you through the setup and things like that. It's important for you to pay attention to that. Because even on your own, you can do the setup on your own. Are there any questions?
How's it? Just wanted to find out, what's the most you've used on tokens?
I don't. I don't even check because my maximum is $100. I don't exhaust for the month. Very few occasions where I've run out of my tokens for the day. It normally does. You don't run out of tokens for the full day. It just says, okay, you've used enough tokens for this period. It gives you an hour to come back and start again. Then give you another 3 to 4 hours. But if you don't do have stuff like we have work like we do, imagine all the analysis we were doing, we are still within the range of tokens. We didn't finish. So sometimes I work the full day without even being told about tokens. But if I'm going to produce an 80-page document plus slides, plus you have analysis, maybe it's restructuring that you're doing or something that you're doing, and you're producing 100 documents and things like that, it may get to a limit where it asks you to do that. So because I'm on the maximum plan, I rarely run out of tokens. But I'm sure if you're on the $20 one, it gives you more, you run out of tokens. So what we normally do is don't use Claude to ask about soccer match. Don't use Claude to ask about trivial stuff. Use ChatGPT, even the free version, or Gemini. Use Claude for your serious work only. Even asking about weather and all the other stuff, I don't use Claude for that. I only use it for serious work. If I want something that is trivial, I go to ChatGPT. Thank you.
Okay. No, because I noticed you ran out of credits there at the beginning. So is it because the 30th day was up today, or was it because of the number of prompts you did today?
So I remember I was preparing for this last night. I did use a lot of work, the tokens after 1 o'clock midnight. I did use a lot of tokens because I'm on the maximum plan. I have never exhausted it completely. So
Okay.
I really ran out of tokens, but I wouldn't know if you are on the $20 one. But from our own experience here at IPC, what we have noticed is that for key work, this is my personal account. We do have an enterprise account for each of our clusters. They pay $100 for each one of those. They were on the $20 note, but they would run out if they're doing serious work or a big proposal, original proposal. Sometimes they run out of tokens. So if you don't manage your tokens, you may run out and it may appear very costly for you. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last one, sorry for my side, I'm just hijacking someone else's question. The ethical side of it.
No problem.
Yeah. The ethical side of it. I think someone asked today that if you're putting all your company data on there, are you not exposing it to your competitors?
Yeah, no, so far we have not yet, and also just to reassure him that the setups that you can do there, because you can tell Cloud in your setup that you don't want your data to be used for training the model, not necessarily sharing, for training the model. Whether they follow that or not, but for us it has been very, very, very secure. I take it just like the email. Look, the email is sitting in the cloud. You don't know what is happening to it now, because when you go into your cloud, you are using your own password. So if you look at cloud, for example, for you to get into your cloud account, you have to get an OTP via your phone or email to get into the account. So the security is very tight. I would probably say the cloud security probably much higher than the other two that are there from my own experience using them. So I'm not worried at all. I love technology, and we all use technology every day. And some of the technologies that we are using, including our accounting system and everything that are sitting in cloud, they are all exposed. So do your own checks, and if you are afraid that there may be a leakage, use share information sparingly. So that you don't, but as you get used to it, like I have been using all these tools from the moment that they started. I accessed these tools and I've experimented, and I've seen that it works wonders for you as an enabler of productivity and efficiency instead of wasting time. And also remember, when the calculator came, a lot of people also had a problem. So it's the calculator doing the calculation, not you, but everyone is using the calculator now. So the initial resistance that you sometimes see with people who die down as people get more exposure. For now, people are just kept calm because some of them have not been exposed. One of the challenges that I've also noticed that there are some people who don't want to use AI naturally because they also don't have just general computer skills, just using the keyboard. That's one thing that I've picked as in training, that people struggle to set up, to even go to their own email, to what is Gmail, where is the Gmail, using a password, OTP, and all those things. The basic stuff, just navigating the keyboard and typing. People struggle creating folders on your computer, going to those folders, deleting files, going back to the recycle bin, all those things people struggle. So I would say, yes, I think it's a personal decision on the security, but we are very safe and confident in what we are doing. Make sure, because cloud will not allow you to use cloud without the necessary security settings done. Google to some extent does that, but with ChatGPT it's very easy to just use. So the really top one that I would recommend to use for real work, I will put cloud at the top, put Gemini, because Gemini, some of the things that we're doing, they can do. The problem with Gemini and ChatGPT is that sometimes they produce very short documents when you need a very detailed document. And the errors, the hallucinations that I was talking, they're much more, especially on ChatGPT, especially on citations. It can cite things that are non-existent. So the checking need to be thorough. That's why we're saying the best people who use AI are the best people who know what they want from AI and who are also technocrats or subject matter experts in the areas that in HR, if AI makes a mistake, I can pick it. And the same applies if you're a lawyer. You must be able to pick a mistake, whether it's case law or whatever, that this is not wrong, or citing the wrong law and everything. You must be able to pick that, don't leave it to AI. This is why I recommend that you read every document, basically, that comes out of this. Thank you. Any other questions? Feel free to ask any questions. We will answer those questions. Just feel free to answer any questions.
Hi, Mary. Yes. Hi, Mary. I think mine is just a follow-up from the previous question. I think thank you for this presentation. It's quite insightful. And I just wanted to know, because I think as executives, we need safeguards, both from a legal and a data protection perspective when we are sharing information. So as much as you talked about the emails, I think there's certain sensitive data that is encrypted when you're sending emails because there's a possibility of being hacked. So are you able to share like specific safeguards that we can use to protect the information that we're putting in Claude? And I've heard that the free ones, whatever you put in the free version, becomes public information, but the one that you use in the paid version, which would be the case for co-work, is private. But I think we would also need to have that assurance that we tick all the boxes.
Okay, so yeah, even the effect that people are saying on the free version, your information become public is actually not correct. What happens with the free version is that your information is used for training, so the cloud will learn from it. Okay, but if you're on the paid version, you can say, I don't want you to learn from my information. I don't want you to do that. So and then going to cover all that. That's the session that is coming. You will cover all the security issues. And now in the next 10, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes, but every bit about what goes into clouds from a security point of view, setup point of view. Ngoni is an IT specialist. He's been with us for the past 6 years now. So we work, and when I train, I'm always with him. He is the one who set you up with all the accounts. So hopefully you can hold on and he will answer all your questions around security. We also deal with, we have a data protection officer. We also deal with all these issues. Okay, there is another end. If there is anyone else, please just go ahead and ask. If there's any other question, just go ahead and ask. Before I let Ngoni, you can start sharing your slides. Michael, go ahead.
Yes. Are you going to give us information on the training schedules that you have?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the biggest one that we are doing is we are doing what do they call it? I'm forgetting the name. So we are looking at September in Mutare, where we are going to actually have 3 days of immersive training on AI for executives. So 3 days, 1 day. So you basically book the whole week. 1 day is traveling, the other day, 2 days are traveling on either side. But we'll have 3 days where we'll share more details on that, where we actually go deeper, practically, even personalized coaching of each individual. Because normally when we train, we want you to do, we do general training, the first maybe day or even half a day. Then when we move to the other days, we are prioritizing each executive to say, what do you want to do? I sit down with you on your computer in the same conference room. And we do with your own, all the things that we're doing. If you're a procurement executive, I focus on what you do on a daily basis, going into your own folders and things like that. You work within your own folders. So we will share. But the biggest one is that the other ones that we do are in-house. The in-house ones are much better in the sense that you can put your 10 executives in one room. Or if you don't want to disrupt your workflow, you can just say, day 1, we have 5 executives. Day 2, we have another 5 executives, depending on the size of the team. But we normally benefit from having all the executives in one team so that you can then ask questions, because we always interact. So the in-house ones are also there. Those, it's anytime we want an in-house, whether it's a board or executives or any other team in your organization, we do those, the 3 of us. But we also, that open one is our biggest one. I'm doing one in Namibia. I think it's on the 3rd of August. Then the one in Harare is the one that we are doing in Mutare for 3 days. The Namibian one is 2 days. I did another one in Feb for in Namibia. But those ones, I find people love them because they really go deeper into each person's main pain points. And when you walk out of those sessions, especially the ones where we've got more time, your life can never be the same. You will see that the life has completely changed, the way you approach things and everything. And all the security issues that we're talking about, they're also dealt with. The Ngoni and Nicholas are all IT background. I am a specialist trainer because I've been in the board, I've been in the executive. I know what some of the pain points are. So I then coach you. I do most of the training. They do most of the training on the security side, and they help me with prompting, especially if we're starting with a group that has not used the AI for a long time, or that have not used the best place. They normally work on the AI. The Mutare training, if you can, don't miss that one, because we're really going to go big on helping you to be AI efficient. And after that, there's no one who can talk to you about how to use AI in your own work. You can even come out of there being a trainer yourself and train internally. Thank you. Okay,
Good afternoon, Mr. Nguwi.
Yes.
Yes, so just a quick one. So in relation to other AI tools, my name is Charles Makwangwara. Sorry, I'm just posing my question in the best interest of time.
No problem.
Yes, thank you. So when we compare these clouds to other paid versions of, for example, I use the Chat GPT Plus, and I've given it a name to say it's my professional mentor. So every day I use it every day. So when I'm prompting it, I say good morning PM, meaning professional mentor. Then I ask a question and so forth. So when compared to this one, how do you rate the two? Can we use the two together to say, for example, if you get some reports done by ChatGPT Plus, then you share it with Cloud to try and improve it. Is that possible? And in terms of your experience, how can the two be used together? Then secondly, how can we integrate AI with other systems, for example, SAP, to ensure that maybe the results that we get from SAP can as well be linked to this cloud thing to probably to improve our reporting. I'm coming from the finance side.
Yes.
And then also looking at monitoring and evaluation, as well as ESG reporting, your experience regarding that. Thank you.
Okay, so on the case of you using all the platforms the way you have described, it's possible. I actually do that. I've got paid versions, maximum paid versions for all of for ChatGPT. I've got a paid version for Gemini, and a few other tools. That way, when we do the training, we share with you. So you can produce a document in ChatGPT. My experience is that ChatGPT doesn't use a lot of AI speak. Someone can easily see that you have actually used ChatGPT, you have used the AI. The same applies with Gemini. With Cloud, you sometimes you won't even know that it has been done by ChatGPT by AI. That's point number one. That's why I prefer that. But if you produce a document in ChatGPT, if you are using Cloud Core Work, you can use schedule to say, you can schedule, say every hour check if I produce any document in ChatGPT or Gemini, go and check the quality and give me a report. So it can actually check the work it can check the work done in ChatGPT and produce a report for you. So you can use the Cloud as the big manager, basically, to review the work of others. It does that very, very well. And you can create agents in ChatGPT. We didn't cover that. You can create agents in Cloud that actively go and say you review all monitoring and evaluation reports, you review all our financial reports, you create a skill behind it, what is called a skill, and some plugins that are specialized for that. So it will review, and none of the other tools can do that. But if you are using, there is what is called Codex, which is an equivalent of Cloud Code. It does have some capabilities, but fragmented in the sense that it doesn't produce coherent professional work as much as Cloud does. But from a starting point, when we train you, sometimes we start with those lower ones. ChatGPT and everything it can do for you, the limitations. We go to Gemini, everything can do, and the limitations. For example, when you look at Gemini, most people are not using what is called Notebook LM, because with Notebook LM it can do presentations, it can do infographics, very beautiful infographics. It can do videos. It can do of your presentation. You can convert your presentation into video. It can do research and convert that into video. It can do it can do voice. Basically, it can produce a podcast for you. Let's say it's your board report. You download you attach your board report and say produce a podcast. It will have two people discussing your board report. You can say debate. You can say give me insights. You can listen and easily downloadable. You can listen to that while you are driving to a board meeting. Let's say you're going to Mtare, the board meeting in Mtare. I can just convert the full board report into an audio, a podcast. Then you can also join that podcast. If you are listening from your phone, you can actually join and ask questions. Those people discussing, you can even ask them questions. Why are you saying this? Did you check this? So you have a conversation, and all that will train you. I like Notebook LM for other things, because if you look at Cloud, it can't do videos, it can't do podcasts and other things like that. If I were to rank them, I'll say Cloud is my number one for everything. Everything basically. Any professional work, Cloud is my number one. Cloud core work. My number two would be Notebook LM for other things, both especially for the video, audio, and other things. Then Gemini and the ChatGPT, I'll put them probably at the same level. They can do some work, but not to the level that you find. It's unfortunate that FEBO, the module that was banned by the US for being too good, was not there. I would have shown you some other amazing things that you can do, but they said they are going to, they've been given the green light to release it. So probably by end of day, it will be showing. So when we do the training next time, we'll also do it in February. So we won't use Opus 4.8. We will actually be using February 5. So yeah, so those are some of the things. And also for those that really want more detailed explanations or some of the things, you can come to the office. Just let me know when you are free. We can talk, the three of us, myself, Nicholas, and Ngoni. We can help you just have an overview of understanding of some of the things that we do. But also I want to, if you can put your name in your email in the chat, Ngoni, they will probably have those emails, and they pick 10 people that they want to offer a free one-day session. So if your name is picked, you will be part of that. We will do it here at our offices. The only thing that we can provide you is lunch. So we can do that kind of training for you. But it's a draw that we are going to do after this session. If you put your email there, they will do the introductory session, but we'll cover all the three. It will be from 9 o'clock to about 3 o'clock. But purely introduction, not as details as the entire one. I thank you. Are there any other questions before I hand over to Ngoni? Okay, Ngoni, you can take over.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nguwi. Welcome, everyone. I am Nguwi Nzenzi, and I am the IT specialist, and will be taking you through the setup, the prompting, and the security essentials. So by the time we finish, you should be able to open Claude, write a prompt, get a useful answer first time, and know exactly what information is supposed to go into it and what information should not, right? Okay, so we're just going to start with the basic setup, which is the browser, the desktop app, the Chrome extension, and then the Microsoft 365 add-ins, right? So when you go to the Claude website, right, when you log in, you obviously come across this page where you have to enter your email. Once you have entered your email, it will send you a link to the email, and then you click that link, and then it brings you back. It would have logged you in, so you would be inside Claude. So just a few things that you need to set up whilst you are on this page would be to go down to your account, and then the settings, and then you are going to privacy. So I'm going to speak about privacy and data protection a little bit more in depth just after the setup. But one thing that I'll say for now is that for the Teams accounts, they by default, they do not use your data at all in their training. But for the individual accounts, it's a bit different. By default, it enables Anthropic or the other providers to use your data in their training. So you will see this toggle here, help improve our AI models. So if this toggle is on, it means that they are actively using your information to train their models, which is a security risk, especially when it comes to like sensitive information. So going on to the capabilities, you would want to switch on a few of these capabilities so that Claude is more useful to you. It can show visualizations and artifacts. So by default, usually these are switched off. So you'd have to switch them on like so. You switch them on, you allow code execution, you switch all these on, and then you should be ready to go in the in the browser, right? After you're done with the browser, you can of course now go to this download button where you can download the desktop application, right? You can download the desktop application. Just give me a second. Right here, download the desktop for Windows. Once you have downloaded it, it's going to show up. You install it and then it's going to show up like so. When you click get started, you enter your email address. Continue. And it sends that verification to your email. So I'm just going to give it a second so that it can send the verification. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I've managed to log into the desktop application. So the desktop application, unlike the web application, has these as the chat, the co-work, and the code side by side, and you can switch between them. So usually what you'd want is to also toggle those settings back on as well in the desktop application, allow it to have all these capabilities, which is the artifacts, inline visualization, code execution as well. This allows it to be able to operate on your device, creating the files, creating all those different visualizations. There was a visualization, a dashboard that Mr. Nguwi showed. So if you wanted to be able to create those kind of visualizations on your device, you definitely allow it to execute and create these files as well. So that is mainly it for setting up on your desktop for the desktop application. So another important setup would of course be for Microsoft 365 packages. So if you do open your Excel, PowerPoint, or Word, right? If you go on File and then Get Add-ins, then you search for Cloud. Then you add Claude from Microsoft 365. So this one will allow us to be able to tell Claude what to do within Microsoft Excel, as well as to communicate with any other files that you may happen to have open. So for example, if you have a Word document, you can use that Word document. If it is open, let me just open the Word blank document. This one is already installed. Right, so here I have Excel open, Word open, as well as PowerPoint open. So I'm going to do the same for PowerPoint. Right, after you have them installed, you just click on them. And then you click log in. So if you had already logged in using your browser, this should automatically allow you to connect. And all you would have to do is to authorize it like so. So you click authorize, and then it signs you in, and continue, and then you're signed in. So I'm going to do the same for Microsoft Word. It's already signed in, and then Excel as well. So it signed me in on all three of them. So what now happens is that, as you can see here, I have two other files open, which are the Word document and the PowerPoint document. So it is actually those documents are actually being used as context. So I can actually have it, as Mr. Nguwi was demonstrating, analyze work that is in an Excel and write a report as well as a PowerPoint presentation, all from this chart. So once you have those set up, we'll go on to setting up the browser extension. So the browser extension depends on the browser which you have, but if you're on Google Chrome like me, you click on this extensions button, manage extensions, you go to the Chrome Web Store, right? So here, the Chrome Web Store, it will open this page, and then you search for Claude. And then the first one, then you add it to Chrome. So if you're already logged in on the chat on the browser, all you'd have to do is just authorize it to operate on your browser. Right.